The Church Wellesley Village has long been the hub of Toronto's LGBT plus community, a group that is feeling the effects of COVID-19 in its own unique ways. I'm joined now by Dale McDermott, the COO of Canada's LGBT plus Chamber of Commerce, with more on the business impact of the community. And Dale, thank you very much for joining us this morning. We appreciate you coming here. Let's talk a little bit. Just before the pandemic really locked us down, you did a survey and found some numbers about people who are going to travel within the community.
That's right. Good morning.
And good morning, too.
Good morning and happy Pride.
I'm not used to actually talking to people face to face.
It's been a while. So, yes, I mean, it's June, it's Pride Month, and normally this city and indeed this village would be bustling with tourists all across Canada and the world visiting for Pride. In partnership with Tourism HR Canada, Canada's LGBT plus Chamber of Commerce, and also in partnership with the federal government, have produced a LGBT plus travel study to really try to understand what is the LGBT plus traveller. And we've crunched the numbers, and we do know that the LGBT plus travel market is worth an estimated $12 billion per year, which I think is a really big opportunity for businesses, for cities to try and attract that LGBT plus traveller. We know that on average the LGBT plus traveller spends about $1,800 per trip, which is about 7 times more than the average Canadian trip. So our message is that this is a really big opportunity, especially as we look towards recovery from COVID-19, as we look towards trying to make sure that the LGBT plus tourism industry recovers.
And what can businesses do? I mean, is it more than just putting the flag, the rainbow flag in the window? Is there more to it? What can they do to try and attract these travelers?
Yeah, I think one of the major items is with regards to safety. So one of the key parts of our study was that safety is a really important factor. You know, when I talk to my friends about traveling, I have to explain to them that, you know, safety is a consideration of mine, and that, you know, when I'm traveling to any destination, that I feel safe, that I feel welcome, and that I feel accommodated. So I think, you know, part of the tourism program which the Chamber of Commerce, which the CGLCC, Canada's LGBT plus Chamber of Commerce, have been producing, is trying to activate and make sure that businesses all across Canada are ready to accommodate the LGBT plus traveller. We're providing training, we're providing market readiness seminars to ensure that we can accommodate the LGBT plus traveller.
And the LGBT plus community, the businesses face some unique challenges as well, especially within the pandemic, and also for funding and things like that.
Yeah, so for example, we're having a summit at the moment, so we're convening LGBT plus businesses from all over Canada in a digital online format. And part of that is because we're convening what is a very sizable part of the Canadian economy. It's estimated that the LGBT plus business industry is worth $22 billion every year. That's a sizable amount, and we think that it's important that they are heard and listened to. We know that they face unique challenges. So, for example, we know that half of all LGBT businesses are even afraid to disclose that they're owned by an LGBT plus person. We know that 1 in 3 have faced discrimination of some kind. And we think that, you know, as we look towards COVID-19, we think that those considerations need to be taken into account, especially as we look towards how can we support this unique and important industry. You know, I mentioned a moment ago it's worth $22 billion. To put that into reality, that's 28,000 businesses, and that's 435,000 full-time and part-time Canadian jobs. It's important that this industry is heard and supported.
How can we help to encourage people to wave the flag, so to speak, when they have their businesses and not be worried about that? Because that's a worrisome number, that it's still that high that they're fearful.
Yeah, I think it's important that we build a partnership. And again, I think it's recognizing the opportunity. You know, $12 billion is important. And especially as we look towards the COVID-19 recovery, we have got to ensure that, you know, we are attracting that LGBT plus traveller. You know, data from the US shows that one of the first industries to recover is actually the LGBT plus tourist. So when government and cities across Canada and businesses across Canada are, you know, starting to create their plans for recovery and the strategy to bring business recovery, I would say take a hard look at our study, take a hard look at some of the key findings of our study, and try to embrace trying to attract that LGBT plus traveller. It makes business sense, it's good to support, and I think it's going to be a pretty good opportunity.
Cheers. Thanks very much, Dale, for joining us. And for more information on Canada's LGBT plus Chamber of Commerce Summit, head to CGLCC.ca. I got that one right, Dale?
Correct.
I did. And BT is also spotlighting queer-owned businesses all month long. Check out our Instagram story for daily listings. That's at BT Toronto. More coming up on